Hey everyone, this is Luminous and 715 coming you guys with a pro Dota commentary, and we will be unpausing in 3, 2, 1, unpause. You guys asked for it, you guys enjoy our dual commentary, so here is us doing more. This is the IG versus Tyloo in the CPL as well. I believe this is the aftermath or the day after of the previous match. I don't know exactly what. Is this like
is the loser brackets final.
Okay, loser bracket final. So, and they're gonna be playing. I'm assuming WE because W did win against IG.
Yeah, right. So IG probably wants to win this heavily to get their revenge on W. We castled that game yesterday. Yeah, I guess they feel like, oh, those niggas raped us yesterday, so let's go to the final and fuck them up.
Yeah, those. No, I was gonna say those Mexicans, but IG was a Mexican. But anyways, this is Tyloo, which I think needs a little bit of introduction because we haven't cast too many of their games, and they don't have exactly the most starstruck roster. So, and this is your favorite to win the Dota 2 tournament, right?
Yeah, Tyloo is absolutely my favorite to win the Dota 2 tournament, even though there's bad news at the moment again on the scene, like many people switching around, even some Tyloo players, so they will still go with the lineups they play right now to that tournament, but after that there will be a lot of transition, so I expect many Chinese teams not to perform at their best, but well, Tyloo my favorite. I'll introduce the players shortly. Heo is their carry, I think. Evoke is the support as far as I know. DD is actually known from playing for Dream before. K is Kabu in this case. I think he's the second support, and Fade is one of their solo players.
Yeah, man. I don't think CCM or IG needs that much introduction. So let's go into the picks and bans. We see the Brewmother, the Clockwork, and Venge being banned. Meanwhile, the Syllabir, Invoker, and either Shadow Demon or AA is going to get knocked off. Or at least that's what I think if we're casting a Euro game. Last game kind of showed that none of the Chinese team really care about Shadow Demon, nor do they care about AA as they see the Bat Rider being banned. So some of the bans we don't see in European scenes are the Venge and Bat, and replacing it might have been the Shadow Demon and AA. So if they do pick into the AA and Shadow Demon, it won't be too surprising, but most likely they were not gonna do it because they didn't do it last game. It feels like the Chinese don't really care about the heroes.
Actually, you've proven that you're a pretty bad captain here, because if you would have banned AA or Shadow Demon in the European scene at least, you would
the other person would have picked it.
Yeah, and you would have get none of it. So it was actually a good thing to ban Bat Rider, and maybe we'll just see those both Ember picks here, or if you can call them like that. Maybe not. I don't know. We'll see.
Yeah.
I don't think actually one team wants to give up both heroes to the other team eventually, so I'm not too sure about that.
Well, that your logic only works if they start picking. There we go, Shadow Demon being picked. So I'm assuming that A is gonna be snatched up right after. Although we did see some Windrunner / Shaker opening in the last time we casted 2 Chinese games, so I'm not too sure. Why do you feel that Venge is being banned? I mean, been probably the best support hero since we remember. Great at absolutely everything, but worth a first 3 ban? Is it worth it in there?
Yeah, I actually think so, because Venge, well, she somehow drifted away after the few nerfs she got, because back then Trillian still used to be stable, and you needed some more secure range to harass on the lane and to dish out enough damage during the fights. But now it switched to gank all over, and Venge is just perfect for the role. She can scout, she's good in the jungle, she can, sometimes we saw her going with maxing command aura with an X together for quick jungling, played by WE back then. So she's flexible, and she's just so strong in ganks, and I guess that's why many people don't want to play against that Venge.
Yeah, and I think if I have to make another guess, is she oftentimes is a opening for against a lot of Chinese team. As we know, Chinese team exceptional in terms of positioning. You often it's gonna be difficult to find anyone out of position, and Venge is really good for that. If you get her high enough level, she is gonna swap someone. And oftentimes, if you're going uphill to trying to take a high ground racks, that is gonna be your opening in terms of starting a team fight if you have the advantage. So that, I guess that's why part of it might be why she's being banned right now. But we have the Windrunner and the Shaker being picked, and the Weaver and Pugna being answered back. So far pretty good pushing, I want to say, for Sentinel. Although they only have one pushing hero, I want to say the Swarm and Disruption, somewhat good pushing spells, even though they don't kill creeps or anything like that. They just scare the enemy teams back, which allows your teams to kind of wail on the tower. Shaker and Windrunner, we've definitely seen this combination before. Anything extra to add to it? I feel like these two heroes are kind of tried and true, and there's not really much to talk about.
Yeah, absolutely right though. I'm a bit surprised to see that early of a Pugna pick. Haven't seen it recent times that much, but well, Pugna is still a good pick, of course. He didn't really receive any big nerfs though, but he just falls out of the view somehow. So yeah, just want to point
Any
that out.
guesses why? Just maybe losing the position to Shadow Demon and AA there, or?
Yeah, not too sure since we didn't see AA being picked up yet. I think he's just
Yeah, there you go.
yeah. There you go. I think maybe Pugna just has fallen out of favor because he's actually easy to burst, and many people dealt with him by just taking him out at the start of the fights when he was in the wrong position once. So yeah, actually, easy thing to pick off here, and we see actually Zoo banning the Spectre here. I really want to point that out because I think it's related to the AA pick a lot, because Spectre and AA generally make a very good combination in terms of having AA mid, and then especially CCM themselves, they introduced this strategy. They played an aggressive tri-lane with the Spectre like Venge, Liner as backup, and they had an AA mid, and when AA was 6, they just started to bait out the enemy at the top lane by using the Spectre clever for that, even not being on 100% HP, but they always got the AA ultimate up there, and Spectre just ended up raping the whole lane because of that ultimate support. So
Yeah,
yeah, and
a lot of
just a sick combo.
a lot of global pressure with that, and so far Venomancer is still not banned. I want to point that out because that gives the Scourge team a gateway to some insane AoE team fight. And last game we definitely saw the effect of Venomancer, and I think many of the games we casted together had a Venomancer dominating at least. So Lich actually being banned on the second stage, kind of you see that this. I feel like Lich is still a very strong hero. I think not as trendy nowadays compared to maybe 2 or 3 months ago where he was first picked, literally first picked and banned. He's still getting banned here, of course, very good in terms of both support or the long lane, even solo mid in certain cases. We see Lycan being gotten rid of, and that's pretty much it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, what I want to say here is Venomancer would actually be a bad pick for the Scourge, I personally think, because there's a Pugna, who can just remove the ultimate, and the Weaver doesn't care about the Veno ultimate either, because he can just use ult to remove it. So I don't think Veno would be that good of a pick here.
Oh, that's true. That's true. Completely did not see it. And we see the Witch Doctor being banned. Although, I'm not too sure whether Sentinel is going to go into the Witch Doctor. I think Crystal Maiden would have been a little bit better here because the Sentinel is quite mana dependent. Maybe they're afraid of a push going on here, or they just don't want to. Yeah, I'm not too sure why they're banning the Witch Doctor because they also have the AA to kind of disrupt a lot of the voodoo healing. Maybe they don't want the double, Maledict plus. The Soul Catcher can be extremely scary if you're landed on a single target. That target is basically dead for sure. So maybe they're afraid of the double amp.
Yeah, I think actually Witch Doctor might point out that they want to go for a hero that is a bit of a tank, because Maledict generally rapes heroes that are like tank because they'll take a lot of damage in the fights, and Maledict will damage them even harder. And I think it's also a sign that they won't pick up, actually, maybe they want to pick up a Chen or so, because Cask is just terrible as a Chen to play against, because it will bounce on your creeps, it will stun them literally forever, and yeah, that's just very annoying to deal with.
Okay, so that one ban kind of reveals them a lot. They might be picking a carry, and they won't be going for as heavy of a jungling play such as Enchantress or Chen. So I suppose that's fine. And we see Venomancer being the 4th pick for the Sentinel. And right off the bat, we have, now with this Venomancer, a lot of counter pushing power, a lot of pushing powers. While teamfight, not too bad because of the Pugna, the wards, from the Plague wards and the Venom wards. And the fact that the Venom wards, in combination of poison damage, in combination of swarm damage, that is a lot of stuff to deal with. And so far, the HP pool on Scourge is not that high. They need some type of AoE healer. They need something like, I think Dirge might not be too bad of a pick here, although the What is that skill? Gemini attack hurts it really bad, and they're gonna go into Enigma, which is gonna help them a little bit in terms of team fight. The Black Hole AA combo is quite devastating, and there's not too many things so far that could cancel it. Only a single disruption that could cancel the Enigma, but the HP pool on the Scourge team is still a little bit too weak in my opinion.
Yeah, I'll actually agree with that, but I think since we're going to see some hero, at least the Pugner or maybe the Shadow Demon, picking up a quick Mechanism, that should pretty much solve that problem. I I see a bit that Sentinel, sorry, excuse me, that Scourge is really picking into a team fight heavy lineup, and I'm actually not that happy with that decision at the moment because they somehow they have a good team fight, but I feel like Scourge just got Sentinel, sorry, got just the heroes to outplay them in team fights because they can kite incredibly well. They can just the Venomancer ult will just hit all the Scourge heroes hard. They'll get slowed down by the swarm, by the Venomancer poisons, and they have the Shadow Demon as well, who can just disrupt one target, take him out in the team fight. I somehow feel that Sentinel and Weaver, of course, can just run away, use his ultimate to get out of focus, and I really feel like Sentinel has a good lineup here in terms of dragging a team fight into a long duration, and that's what Scourge definitively. They don't want to see that. They have Earthshaker, they have Enigma, they have huge impact ultimates that will finish a team fight in a few seconds, and I fear they might not be able to execute that very well against the Sentinel lineup.
And I think I have to agree with you on that. We think of Echo Slam, we think of Black Hole, devastating wombo combo team fights, but only if you get it out. And I don't think as a Shaker or Enigma, you're gonna just walk up and get that ult off. And we see a TIE Hunter, which is a perfect counter, big AOE team fight. And that I feel like the team fight, even though the Scourge team has 3 big AOE heroes, Sentinel stands a very good chance. Like you said, they kite very well. And the Shaker, if he does not get a Blink Dagger, he's not gonna drop Echo Slam. If like these guys, like you said, not only do they have the kiting ability, they have the disruption in hand. And the fact that I don't think they will allow the Shaker to walk in without just basically nuking him to death. And also, even if he gets a Blink Dagger, we have the Swarm, we have the poison damage, we have the Venom wards, we have so much stuff that will just kind of make you position even yourself even further away to avoid stuff like that. You might not get the most perfect Echo Slam. So even though Scourge team has somewhat of a strong team fight hero, like what we said, the team fight potential might not be fully realized. Let's talk about the laning a little bit. We might see Shadow Demon being played on the solo lane. I think the Chinese do love to do that. They might do a Pugna solo and then a trialing of the Veno, Tide, and Swarm. And I think and we see a Necrolite being picked. We'll talk about this in a bit. But I think you really enjoy the Swarm plus the Gush combo. A lot of minus armor, especially if you put it with the Venomancer. Is that how it works?
Yeah, I'd also say that it's a very good combination. We also maybe see like the Pugna on the tri-lane together with the Time Charger isn't too bad of a combo either. And what I just want to like to point out about the team fight stuff, we actually, I feel like Scourge has a bit of an advantage in the burst damage though, because that is what Sentinel is really lacking. They have good damage over time, but they don't have the burst heavy shit. So it's actually a very, very good decision that relates to the Necrolite pick, because Necrolite is actually good to heal up all those over time damage by delivering a death pulse every 6 seconds or so.
But
so that will help them a lot.
It really depends if he survives the team fight. And I mean, I'm not sure how many times you play Necrolite. I reckon it's a lot, but a lot of times I feel like he runs out of mana unless you get like 4 tier 4 items on him. Like he runs out of mana so very quickly. He gets focused down, especially against the correct team. And there's a soul catcher on the other side, so that is the damage amplification that he has to care about. And one thing I also want to point out about this Necrolite pick is it doesn't seem like that was their first plan. Like I don't think they walked into this strategy thinking, hey, we're gonna pick a Necrolite. Because if you look at the first 4 pick, it's very burst heavy. They want to win a team fight quick and easy. And Necrolite is not a hero that you want to do that. Sure, he has a very strong single killing ult, but aside from that, I think they wanted something else. And the Sentinel pick kind of forced them into picking that Necrolite. So we'll see how it plays out.
Yeah, at the moment I definitely feel like Sentinel has the better lineup at the moment, but of course I know Tyloo is the better team because they are going to win the million, so I don't worry too much here.
Yeah, I don't know about that. Let's talk about the laning. We are going to see Shadow Demon versus AA mid, and I think we just spent 40 minutes bitching about this lineup. We'll really see what is the better hero here. We'll talk about maybe that argument in a bit, but let's talk about the laning. Meanwhile, Weaver is going to be bot lane in conjunction with the Venomancer. Actually, we're seeing some dual lanes coming out from IG. Pugna plus Ty top against a single Necrolite, and then a tri-lane versus a dual lane bot. Generally, I don't think this will work out that well for the Sentinel, because, well, why don't we see 2-1-2 against 1-1-3, so 1-5?
I think it was yeah, it was mainly the Sentinel making the decision here, but we see actually some roaming going on. So, and the engagement on the mid, nice vision, nice cold feet is going to get the freeze, but they can't really go for the Shadow Demon here. And yeah, I actually think that Enigma pick just left the possibility for the Sentinel to do those dual lanes, but they've put the Tidehunter up there to secure the Necrolite won't get too much, and we see actually Tide being in huge trouble, grabbing the first blood on the AA before he goes down himself. So very nice play here, coming out of DDC.
And he actually might survive. He does salve
yeah.
up, and now Shadow Demon might be in trouble. Another Fisher, no mana just for that. Actually, Shadow Demon doing some extra part kiting, not gonna get it. Both solo mids being extremely greedy in this case. I want to point it out. I think that has to be a mistake. Ancient Apparition could have just went back to base, and the Shaker would have definitely got a kill on the Tidehunter. And same thing with that Shadow Demon, would have ran back and survived, but he went for the kill and died for himself. And now we see Shaker suiciding Roshan for a quick free trip back to the home. So a little mistake coming out from these normally very experienced players. I guess a little bit of misjudgment. This is Ferrari, by the way, against Dream DD, or we still call him Dream DD, but he's been Tyloo for a bit now.
Yeah, and actually we're talking about lanes, I think, and well, Sentinel just put the double lane top at first to keep that Necrolite down, because it was pretty obvious that he had solo top actually. And now since they see the partner is fine, it's alright, they got the Tide to roam a bit, and he's going to gank top now, and we see also the AS coming for the Pugna, maybe some engagement going on there. Yes, walking up. Oh, the Fissure missing completely, doesn't even stun, but a nice block there. Pugna running into his doom maybe. Oh, he'll escape now. The Enigma is coming up as well. Easy kill here for the Scourge. So yeah, picked up by Necrolite, will him help early a lot, completing his specialist and his boots right now, so he'll have a nice advantage against the Pugna lane.
Yeah, and they're kind of just forfeiting the Windrunner lane at the bottom, which I think many teams do make the decision to do that. Windrunner isn't the most important hero. I think what is central to the Scourge strategy is get this Necrolite farmed up. Like I said earlier, he needs so many items to be effective. And he's going to try to farm it up. He's going to get the help from the... Oh, looks like we have a little bit of engagement. We have a Decrep, a Gush, and a Blast. I don't think they could get a kill. We have one more pulse from the Necrolite. He's going to use it right now. He does have a salve. Ooh, he barely, survived that engagement. I think Tidehunter might have chased for a kill, but the salve was necessary in terms of keeping him alive. Shaker is around here as well to have a Fisher to help him out. But meanwhile, on the bot lane, Weaver is farming up 16-6, and just gonna compare it on the top lane here. We have 12-1 on the Necrolite, and then 11-6 on the Pugna. In terms of farming, I gotta say the Sentinel is advantage, having more creep kills. But in terms of mid game, who transitions a little bit better? Do you think?
Well, that's really hard to say. Actually, as I said, I feel like in the mid game, or at the start of the mid game, we see engagement going on in the mid right now. AA wanted to go for the Shadow Demon. It's in huge trouble now because the Tide is there, but Enigma is coming in for help. So AA still got the poison stacks on him, but double damage, and he is able to pick off the Tidehunter. No, not the Tidehunter, sorry.
Shadow Demon. And now the Tidehunter got his huge ass spin off, and actually he's leveling up that spin instead of the Kraken Shell, which is worth to point out because Tidehunter generally don't get too many levels. Once he's 6, he's a walking ult, but not having enough levels of Kraken Shell.
Yeah, come on, man! A big anchor that turns the ladies on. Yeah. So what do you expect?
Nothing much to add, because once you turn the ladies on, everything is justified. Which makes me think, why isn't Sven picked more often? Because he has a huge ass, thing. Anyways,
maybe it's too hairy. Yeah, I don't know.
To use this, and now Enigma is gonna be a little bit of surrounded. He is gonna find a Ty's level 4. He does have a huge anchor. In mid lane, Shadow Demon is 5.5. Eridar is 5. Once sees either of these two heroes hit 6, we're gonna see a lot more ganks happening. Of course, the A's global, so he could stay in the mid lane. I think we're gonna see Shadow Demon carry a little bit TP scrolls and try to find some ganking action on the side lanes. We'll have to
Yep,
see.
and we actually talked about the mid game transitioning, and I think Sentinel is a bit at the advantage at the start of the mid game because they have this burst heavy lineup, and I think the Sentinel lineup will only be able to unleash the full potential if they are 5. And I think at the start of the mid game we'll still see Weaver farming more, so he won't be there for the fights probably. Tide will need to pick up his ultimate first as well, and I feel like the burst damage is a bit better because there are not so many items at the heroes at that point, so burst damage does a lot more. They can really kill single heroes quickly, but once the Sentinel gets more items, they'll be able to tank a bit of damage, they get more levels, they become tankier through that, so after that this advantage will shift to the Sentinel.
And it looks like Sentinel is going to try to chip away a little bit of advantage by pushing the Scourge bot tower. Windrunner doing a fairly good job in terms of stopping that for as long as possible, but she has to run back. Meanwhile, we see continue roaming with the invisible Tidehunter, which has a Gush and Anger Smash, but we have a level 6 Enigma coming in, which is scouted, so this Shadow Demon is going to be quite fine. Shadow Demon is 6, and so is Ancient Aberration, one more creep away from the 6, and once he hits 6, we're going to see maybe the Silent be a little bit more aggressive. I think this Pugnet could definitely easily die once that AA Blast in conjunction of Fisher and a single heal burst who is going to kill any single hero. And here we go. Are we going to see AO? No, he's just waving his arm around. He's 6. Should be making some go somewhere because these guys could coordinate very, very well.
Yep, if you don't start to deal with those problems right away, they'll just get bigger and bigger, so AA should really do something, I guess. And now we see Shadow Demon actually TPing around, so nice prediction coming out of you. And we see a go on the top lane. Fisher nicely blocking off the Shadow Demon, though has to run around it. 2 poison stacks at the moment on the Necrolite. That won't be enough to kill him, only 100 damage. So yeah,
and now
he's actually fine at the...
Pugnets are going to be trouble. It takes a Dream Cold Feet and I don't even know why I say Dream Coil. Pug's not even in the game, but Shadow Demon still coming in, trying to get a kill, but perfect Fisher block and a black hole. Double ult using for the Shadow Demon. Shadow Demon goes down. Quite a bit of investment for that, especially for the black hole, because in early stage of the game, it's kind of very expensive, but if you could burn it for a kill, why not? So he does get it on the kill. Meanwhile, on the bot lane here, we did see the tower being taken down by the Weaver. 38 and 12, not the best farm for Zoe here, considering that his Zoe. But he's doing okay. His team is not doing the best because I don't think that exchange went in favor of Sentinel. I think it was a little bit better for Scourge team, especially because they kept the Necro alive.
Yeah, and well, you talked at the start about the Windrunner giving up the lane, and that's actually a decision I never like, but it's maybe it's personal because sometimes I'm that guy. Yeah, who's just standing around, having a nice first 5 minutes doing nothing, and after that you're underleveled. Can sometimes you even have trouble picking off like weak carries on the lane while you gank or so.
It looks like
because they are maybe on half HP.
Top engagement, and that is
nice. AL.
Oh!
Nice disruption there.
I don't think that
nice.
Wow, no stuns afterwards. The Necrolite did not have mana for ult, so that was a perfect disruption. I think the tower true side definitely saw the ult coming in, so perfect disruption in terms of basically saving that Pugnet. Pugnet should just go back right now. He does have quite a bit of mana, but not enough health to kind of walk in and get that blast. But the entire Scourge team is going to go back. They're probably still waiting for that cooldown on the ult. Shaker needs to get his ult. Although his ult is not going to be too important. Again, he's not going to be able to walk in and do the
especially with Tidehunter there. Exactly. It will be really hard.
So, actually, I think that what the Scourge team might want to do is invest a little bit of time in terms of giving the Shaker a dagger. Although Windrunners still need a farm, the Necrolite again needs a bit of farm, and A still want to finish his mecha as well. Or maybe he's going for pipe. So now we see a headdress on the Ancient Aberration. Might be turning this into a pipe, although might be just making the mecha because the Windrunner is having some trouble to get that farm up. What do you think?
Yeah, I think actually mecha is in general better than a pipe because pipe basically prevents 400 damage, so with magic reduction that is 300 HP loss, and mecha heals 250 and can even be used after the spells. At the bottom we see engagement going on the Windrunner, only level 5, being ganked by the Shadow Demon and the Weaver, and she'll go down, no way for her to escape there. And yeah, so mecha 250 HP, pipe effective just 300, so and you have to use the pipe before. the spells go off, so Mecha a lot better in my opinion.
Yeah, I was just looking at the bot gang, and it's just surprisingly how easy it was. The Shadow Demon literally just ran up and cast Purge and then a Poison. That was just the end of it. I'm surprised that there was no single disruption. Of course, he laid down Soul Catcher as well. But that just shows you the power of the Purge spell. Of course, a common misconception is that Windrunner's Windrun give you max movement speed. It doesn't increase your movement speed by 50%. But you know, the slow was also quite ridiculous in terms of slowing down the Windrunner, so she was not able to get out there. But in exchange of that, they lost a Windrunner, they lost a mid tower without a fight as well, and Zoa's just constantly farming up, got the Hood of Defiance finish and a Vitality booster, so he's definitely gonna go tank up, which is a good thing because the Scourge team very burst like we talked about, so he's gonna be tanking a good bulk of damage and then time-lapsing it back. And now he's gonna focus completely into finishing his Radiance, or he might stop by Phase Boots as well, but I think he's going to go Relic now, and once he does finish this, it's going to be very difficult for the Scourge team to get anything going.
Yeah, actually, it's Weaver has a pretty easy game there. Sentinel is not under high pressure right now. They still get got every tier 1 tower, and they only have to. Well, he only has to out carry that.
Top.
Fight. Yo, ultimate form A coming in nicely, and what a combo! Pugna just nuked to death there. One shot, like playing. Wow, Tidehunter goes there for the ultimate. Weaver TP'd up there. We see another TP incoming by Shadow Demon. Necrolite decides to turn around here. The Enigma also in the mix. And now we see the ES being in huge trouble. Enigma gets the Purge from Shadow Demon. Weaver just running around there. On ultimate being dropped, but Enigma goes down. Weaver is in trouble, but can get away. Easy job for him. And, well, Enigma can actually. Oh, he can actually escape.
No one's still dying yet. The Tidehunter very close at 56 HP, and you saw in that entire team fight was like hiding power of what 715 was talking about. Weaver just ran in, and you don't usually see Weaver as a hero that running in, and AAO is gonna miss barely against the Tidehunter, still walks away with 77 HP. And you can see that even though the Scourge team, like we said, had huge AoE potential, the Enigma was dancing back and forth, trying to bait out the backhoe, was not gonna do anything. The Shaker didn't even get a chance to walk in to get an Echo Slam. So you see that they do have the big AoE ults, but they just can't drop it because the Weaver is going to stay in front oddly and just distract, and then meanwhile these guys on the back just kite back and forth. So far that team fight, although didn't produce too many kills, I say it was a little bit in favor of the Sentinel, although the Scourge team is ahead by quite a bit in terms of the kill count. Yeah. They are 3 and 6, but they're down in the towers.
I think the towers, the towers really matter a lot in this game, because especially actually Scourge needs to get the game going quite fast, because they lose late game in my opinion. And well, they kind of have the same problem as the USA and the Iraq back then, because you know they actually have a nuke, a nuclear bomb or so, but they can't really unleash it because they don't know where.
Okay. That is the most.
Get that?
Yeah, sure. Now see the Enigma in trouble. He takes a Gale as well. Is the Weaver gonna go into the question? No, he's not. Is there gonna be any Sentry or no Sentry right now? Weaver is gonna just run out just fine. He has Hood regenerating like crazy as well. Shaker's gonna try to catch up. AO misses as well. Not too sure where the hell he was aiming at in the first place. And now the Scourge team still okay. They are under a little bit of pressure on the top lane right now. Meanwhile, AA is still farming on the mid lane, and Windrunner is farming on the bot. So despite being pressured so heavily upon, I'm surprised that Tyloo is still fine, giving this Windrunner room to farm, giving this AA room to farm. And I guess that is the power of AA. You could just farm in mid and then shoot that O at top. It seems like the Scourge team is going to just give up the tower now. They know that they can't defend it anymore, so they're going to cut their losses and just find some farm in the jungle.
Yeah, and actually I think in general we see very low levels here. On all of the heroes we see the highest level right now is 9 by the Enigma, surprisingly, who almost has a Blink Dagger, and well, 9 on the Weaver as well. So, and we have the best farm on the Necrolite at the moment. I'd like to point that out because well, he's the most important hero for the Scourge definitively.
Yeah, but I'm not too sure what he's going to go for next. It seems like is he going to go for a cloak. I don't think his farm, he must have something in chicken, because I don't see that. I don't think 65 creep kills is only what?
Oh, wait, let me check. Is his name Sexy Bamboo? Oh, apparently not. Else you would have gotten a Dagon. I could tell that.
A Dagon, yeah, no, I don't know about that. The Crow is coming and does have that hood finish, which is gonna help be quite decent. He is gonna get a pipe. The hood is gonna be quite decent, especially against that Pugna. I'm assuming that the Crab is gonna be going on him. Soul Catcher is gonna be aimed on him. The Purge is gonna be aimed on him. Every single spell on the Sentinel is gonna aim on him. So any sort of a survivability is gonna be good. Even though I really dislike Vanguard, especially on a range hero, in this game it might not be a bad back game to pick it up as well, because he's going to be the primary focus for the Sentinel team.
Yeah, and actually we see Weaver has, well, how much gold does he have at the moment? 800, so not too sure what he's doing. He bought something, I don't know what though.
I don't think he
The
bought
Vitality
anything.
Booster was there? Okay. Yeah, well, so he might... I'm not too sure if he will complete his Vanguard actually. Many Weaver players choose
No,
just
he's
to
gonna
keep the Vitality Booster.
Yeah, he's gonna save
and
it.
just go for the Spectre Relic, yeah.
But he's gone for treads, which
Yeah.
I don't know. Did he really need that H
I think it's a nice decision because in this game we saw the role of him in the team fight, and that is just going in and trying to dish out some damage, and Treads will really help there because he doesn't need to you know his second skill, what makes him go invis. He doesn't need to use that all the time.
School. Okay, that's a new name for this. for everyone
Okay.
that is shit at English, more shit than I am. It's called Sakuchi, and whatever that was just. Oh, Shadow Demon just got Soul Catcher level 2, which I don't know. You agree with that? I kind of don't agree with that. I think that's his best spell, one of his best spell at least. So,
yeah, I think he shouldn't level up his disruption. I think he should level up the Soul Catcher.
Because disruption is I mean, the range and the disrupt time is the same no matter how many times you level it. The only thing you get is how long the illusions last. And now we have the AO come in. The Scourge Sentinel team getting another tower for free. They are going to take an AA blast for it. The Scourge team looking for a trade, but you know, they might get it. No, they are going to get the tower. So tower count is hugely in favor of Sentinel, and that means the support of Sentinel is going to get very, very stacked. Before handing the mic back to you, I'm going to check really quick item comparisons. We do have the Mecha finish on the Scourge team. Sentinel does not yet. A hood on both sides. I think Pipe is going to be finished very quickly on the Necrolite. Blink Dagger up on the Enigma. On the Sentinel, excuse me, Mecha also finished on Pugna, sorry. My apology for missing that. And double Arcane Boots, though, on the Sentinel. Meanwhile, the Scourge team don't have anything near that. There's a Django finish on the Windrunner. So that's kind of the team-oriented items on both sides. In terms of the engagement level or engagement items, I gotta say the double Arcane Boots is gonna favor the Sentinel a little bit more because they are going for more drawn-out team fights. So the extra mana regen and comes in a burst is going to be very, very helpful in that scenario.
Yeah, that actually help them a lot, and I feel a bit like Scourge is really... I'm not too sure what they are doing right now. I think they had the feeling of being outpicked themselves, because as you said it, earlier, they were first into that Necrolite pick, and now actually the whole drafting pays off because every minute of the game seems to be going for the Sentinel actually. Even though Necrolite has completed his pipe now, I don't think... Well, it will all come down to the next team fights kind of. If Scourge is able to win them like really, really well, then it might be actually going something for them, but if they don't get many kills in the next few minutes, there's not so much they can do.
And they're making a gank. Here we go. And there's a disruption. Excuse me, not disruption. AA Blast, Malphus, Fisher, and they are gonna get a kill on Venom for sure. Not even gonna allow him to drop the Venomancer O. But they did reveal the fact that they do have Enigma O. I think this is will be a very good occasion for the Surge team to go Roshan. We see this quite often. You get a 1 kill like that in a situation, and you go for the Roshan. And I think that's exactly what they're gonna do right now. Sentinel, even if they get the Venomancer back in 11 seconds, gonna need a little bit more time to regen. What they do got going for them is the fact that Venomancer can TP the mid tower very quickly. They do have the sight bonus of the Swarm. They could drop down Plague Wards. The The Netherward always good in terms of a Roshan fight. You can see that Shaker warding in a very awkward position right now because that's what he's expecting. The Sentinel team is coming from. The Roshan at half HP, and this is going to be quite close. The Weaver not even in position. He's not even teleporting in. So I think this free Aegis is going to go to the Necrolite, and that's going to be trouble. No, they're going to make it go for it. Still, Sentinel is going to come in. There's a poison, and Scourge team has to back out. This fight is going to be absolutely huge. Shackle shot on 2 heroes just on a tree. AAO is going to hit the... Wow, the Shadow Demon is going to go down, and there's a black hole against 3 of 4, and that is huge. And now we have the guy trying to heal up. That is the Necrolite. He is going to go down. Necrolite going down before he put up the ace. He's healing. He's going to get out. Shaker chops in with the O, and now Tidehunter in trouble as well. Venomancer doing so much damage though, and now the Weaver on cleanup duty. I'm surprised that Scourge team is actually losing this team fight because they picked off the Shadow Demon before it started, and now the Weaver chasing the AA. Windrunner need to get out as well. They're going to get a kill on the AA for sure. The AA dies right now. We see the Necrolite buying back, but he by himself can't do anything. Windrunner barely poured it out, and that was very close. And I think the Sentinel team now is going to take the Roshan because the Roshan was at very, very low HP. And my God, I'm so surprised that the team fight turned out so poorly for the Scourge team.
Yo, I'm not.
You're not?
Because Tidehunter and Venomancer just came in perfectly. Like, the Shadow Demon died, but he made the Scourge team position themselves very, very good in terms for Sentinel. And now we see the Necrolite, who bought out actually, just going down alone. No one else around. The team is behind him, couldn't catch up, but they're still going to avoid the rush, I guess. Or still low on HP. Nice Shaker for catching in the Weaver with rush, and he will just finish it maybe. And we see the Windrunner being in huge trouble, getting disrupted there, but the Enigma doing a nice job keeping them away from the Enigma. From the Windrunner. Sorry, Pugna is on low HP but won't die to the Shatter. And yeah, Roshan is just going to the Sentinel here, and we see another power shot going on the Tidehunter, but he'll survive. So yeah, actually bad fight for Scourge again.
Yeah, man, I'm still a little bit surprised, and I suppose that is the long drawn out team fight that we're looking for. Yes, the Sentinel has the Scourge had the burst damage, and we definitely saw that burst damage pay off right one-shotting that Shadow Demon before he cast any single spell, and that was actually pretty big because he had a lot of AoE potential, single target potential as well. But the thing is, as the longer the team fight drawn out, the stronger the Sentinel is going to get, and that's what happened. The team fight dragged out. Venomancer ult was going to do a lot. Tidehunter ult hit everyone. So Shaker, Shaker, what else? Windrunner, AA, very, very low HP, Enigma, very low HP as well, and they just got whittled down. That Necrolite died a lot quicker than I expected to. Not enough HP, even having the pipe, and that's what I was talking about, not having enough mana, man. He needs mana, he needs HP, and so far a single pipe is not going to keep him alive, especially against this heavy DPS team of the Shadow Demon, Tidehunter, and Pugna, and all those stuff. So it's not looking good for the Scourge. They were ahead in terms of the hero kills, not anymore. It is 8-8, the Aegis is on the Sentinel team. It's looking really, really bad.
Yeah, we see 8-8. Really great Chinese game going on here. No kills in 22 minutes, basically. And what I would like to point out again is that Shadow Demon who died at the start of the team fight. It was, of course, very, very good for the Scourge, but still, sometimes it has such a very, very great impact on team fights if you have the right heroes for that, if you just force the enemy into clumping, because that's what the Shadow Demon's death basically did. The Scourge had to clump up a bit. The Enigma went in there, getting 3 people in his ultimate. I'm not too sure if that was a good idea, because that forced the whole Scourge team again to go for all those 3 people. And since they didn't have any real damage left, using all their spells for Shadow Demon, and they only have spells to deal damage at the moment, they weren't able to take out either one, the Venomancer or the Tidehunter. So at that point you were already able to see that the team fight would go to the Sentinel actually.
Yeah, a lot of times we see the Tyloo team trying to make sure very, very much so that they are going to get the kill, and even using that Reaper Scythe, which I say it's not bad, but it costs a fuck ton of mana, which Necrolite does not have too much have. They're going to try to make it go on that Weaver. Weaver does have the Relic and the Aegis. I don't think that's a good... I mean, even if they kill the Weaver, which is going to be very, very difficult, we're going to see 3 or 4 teleportation scroll coming for the Sentinel. That's not going to turn out pretty. So they're going to just let this Weaver farm, which is not a good choice at all, because he's going to finish the Radiance in the next time's engagement. And right now, the item difference it's just not even close. Necrolite, he needs... What do you think his next logical item choice is? I say Hex. He needs Hex. He's not gonna farm it though. That's the thing.
Yeah, that's the problem, but that's what he'll need actually. I don't feel like any other item would help. I mean,
You think 900
you
HP is
know,
enough?
you have on the Sentinel, you have a fucking end, and it got a golden sword soon.
And
So
he used whatever that skill. I don't even know what the
yeah,
fuck that is. Oh man.
fucking okay, Skuruchi,
Sakuchi,
whatever,
Sakuchi.
Sakuchi,
Man, if I could
yeah.
pronounce. Oh fuck. Hold on. Keep talking. Let me think on this for a bit.
Yeah,
Keza.
okay.
Keza.
Yeah, that was good. That was okay.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
See, if I can pronounce
Alright.
that, you can pronounce Sakuchi.
So, you doctor yet?
Yeah.
What?
What'd
You
you
What?
What'd you ask me? I didn't even hear. I just said yes.
Are you a doctor yet?
No. Why?
Okay, then get the fuck out because you're Asian.
What does that have to do
What?
with anything? Yo, man, I feel like you have some fail trolling going on. Although, what is this Ty's leveling? Have you been paying attention? Did he max Kraken Shell yet? Because
Yeah, he maxed anchor. It's 4.
he
So
max
it's
Anchor?
big.
What the fuck?
Yeah. Yeah, he at level 9 he got anchor smash level 4. So yeah.
Why no? What? Why
What?
no?
Yeah.
Why no Kraken?
Well, no need. What for, man? What for?
Okay. I was just thinking
would
because
think-
that skill basically make your ult like unstoppable. But you know.
Yeah, but I mean look at the Sentinel heroes. There's so much shit.
No, they have so
the
much
Scourge-
burst because they could kill the Ty from full to death if he doesn't have
Yeah.
high enough Kraken.
And you know what happens then?
What?
They'll get raped in the meantime.
No, they won't, because there's no Ravage. I'm saying,
No,
I don't know if
there are so many. Look, if they want to kill Tide without letting him get his ultimate off, they'll need to use so many spells on him.
They need 2 spells and a Reaper Scythe, and I think that is worth it to use a Reaper Scythe on Tide before he gets it off. So what I'm saying.
I say they still get raped.
Okay.
It's okay, man. Maybe that Tide is also just like, hey, I'm a Tide hunter, I'm a muscle man. I want to show off some muscle. It's nice TP from him there. Wow, did you see that? Did you see the side TPing there and then daggering out? What a pro move.
No, yeah. It's probably not that pro, not worth catching on camera. And now we're in the stage where it drags out in a farming game. And in terms of farming game goes, we have a Weaver with Radiance, with the Aegis pushing you. Look at where he is on the map right now with 0 wards. Like he's doing this shit blind. He don't care because they got Aegis, sick, and whatever that ult is called, time lapse as well. So he's gonna be fine. Meanwhile, his 4 guys just hiding around, doing a little bit of push as well, and we're gonna see a mid push going on. And generally,
Venomancer got pipe, by the way.
Venomancer does have pipe finish, and Pugna has 4 staff as well. He does. Shadow Demon has Arcane, and that's it. Wow, he has nothing. I'm a little bit surprised. Of course, that the TIE Hunter with his max freaking Anchor Smash have a Blink Dagger, which actually Blink Dagger. I mean, you don't really need Kraken Shell if you have a Blink Dagger, so I mean that I guess works out. So we'll see though. This tower push is going on.
I think he bought the Blink Dagger a minute too. Then when he turned level 2 and could have gone for Kraken Shell.
Exactly right. Now the mid tower going down once again without any sort of resistance, which is fine. But they're gonna the Scourge team is sooner or later running out of towers to do this to, and it's not like they don't want to engage as they can't because the TIE Hunter is just staying back, and anytime engagement comes from the Scourge, they are going to just get ulted upon, and we saw the TIE plus Veno is just how painful that is. So I think even if Necrolite gets his Hex, like Necrolite needs to get so tanked that he could walk up to 3 or 4 guys and get initiated upon and still survive.
Nah, well, Hex would be fine as well because he could just spam his heal every second for at least 30 seconds. Well, every time it's off cooldown, of course. I mean, not every second.
Yeah,
that's a bit long.
Let's check out his gold, man. He's got 2K, so he's working there. It's not looking good. Enigma is getting an important item, which is a BKB. If he can get BKB, like tied or not, he's gonna be fine. It's just I don't think he's gonna get it anytime soon. And even if he does, he's still very vulnerable to the right click power of that Weaver, which is gonna come in. We're gonna see a little bit of team jungling going on the Scourge team. Shaker, he just gave up the dagger because he's not ever gonna get it. Windrunner has a 4 staff and a jangle, very good utility items. but utility item is not gonna give you the DPS that you need to push down these guys. Pugna already close to, well, halfway to his Hex at least. Ultimate Orb being picked up. Venomancer, Vitality Booster, and Force Staff finally being picked up on Shadow Demon. So if you just look at the gold comparison, item comparison, the Sentinel so much ahead. And I just have to say they're so smart in terms of item decision. Look at how many Vitality Boosters, how many HP boosting item they have. They know the Scourge team still have the bursting potential, so they just HP up and tank it up and just win. Simple.
Yeah, except for Shadow Demon, he seems to be a bit dumb. Still on 900 HP. Ferrari, not a good player though, known for being bad. So.
Yeah, man, pretty bad. I think Nebula is actually better. We definitely seen his Shadow Demon performance. So.
Yeah, Nebula is so pro, and his cat is so cute, you know.
Yeah, I mean, next time we see IG Nebula, man, that's pro stuff. Now we see a little bit of tower trade, not gonna get it. Women has to TP back as well. And here is a fight where we just predict that Scourge team gonna get raped.
Yeah, I think so. I agree. But you know, Tyloo is giving IG a false sense of security, so they can rape in the next tourney.
Yeah. Oh yeah, this is your favorite team. So Tyloo out of CPL, right? Just want to rub that in.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Tyloo out of CPL for now, but it's just because they don't want to see their secret tactics.
Oh, although with that said, in the recent WCG result, let's not spoil it. You can watch it in Dota Weekly Show if you want to be spoiled. You know, it's also these two teams meeting up. We'll talk about it in a bit. Weaver just right-clicking this Rax as if he doesn't care, because he doesn't, and looks at Reaper Sight being forced to use upon him. He does have Aegis, and no big deal. That is already one Rax going down. Second Rax is going to go down shortly. And we're going to see this Sentinel Day team. They could just literally go mid. Like, they don't even care right now. Weaver is dropping some HP. Still no real sign of engagement. There's a Shackle Shot off the creep, but that's not a good avenue of engagement. Actually, Weaver at half HP right now. Still no AO being dropped, no Black Hole being blinked in. There's a Soul Catcher. Just a lot of spell being lobbed back and forth, but still no engagement. This is like the most boring push I've ever seen. Tidehunter is walking in right now. He does not get stunned.
And doing absolutely nothing.
Wow.
Yay!
What a team fight, right? That was no fight.
Still 8-8. Just want to point that out. Last time I said that, it was minute 22.
Man,
so yeah,
great
9
game.
kills, no minutes.
Great game.
9 minutes, no kills. That's what I wanted to say.
So now time to talk about some Japanese porno.
Yeah.
I don't even...
Actually,
what?
I don't know. Your fans are getting curious. So is there more than that story actually about you?
You know what? You know what? Nothing about me personally, but Japanese culture, right? They really dig female underwear. All right, get me on that. I don't know why, but I guess it's a culture thing. So in the porno that my friend bought, it actually included a female underwear.
What the?
I'm not. Yeah, that was my reaction. I was like, hey, this magazine is pretty thick, but because it was, you know, I was like, what the fuck? But hey, that's what I'm saying. Don't ever judge a porno magazine by its cover, because you never know what the fuck's inside.
Gotta find a Japanese shop, yo.
That's why you gotta move to Japan, man. So, man,
so
I
yeah,
have so many.
Actually, everyone is just seeing again right now. Luminous fucking racist, ranting about Japanese.
No, man,
Well, it's okay. We're used to it. We know it. You are outed now. It's all
okay.
cool.
It's fine, man. No problem. I actually still have so many stories from my my travel to Japan. Like every time we cast a Chinese game, I'll be able to tell one, because we have some farming. Although AAO is gonna hit 3 or 4 guys. Roshan is at half HP. Searching can come in. They already lost the AAO, which is kind of big. And now Shaker in trouble. The Shaker versus Tidehunter. This is, well, drop your shit, dude. Before you die, now the Tidehunter blinks in with the freaking anger smash, and then and now we see the supports of the Search team dying. Now the Weaver is just going to town right now. Necrolife forced to run, just got a ultimate orb. Man, this is not a Chinese team fight, because you see one guy over here on like the Scourge River and the one guy in a Scourge base, and you know this is not the fight they're looking for. There's a one-man black hole. They actually might kill the Weaver. They're trying. No, they're not gonna kill the Weaver. And here comes the ult from the Venomancer.
Hot region. Yeah, he's fine.
Yeah.
He's fine now. And there's GG.
There's GG.
Yo, one thing I want to point out. I think Pipe is too weak. It needs a bigger AoE to trigger.
Are you serious?
Yeah, I
Pipe
think
actually shuts down so many teams though.
I feel like if you play pipe, you have to clump, because if you want to use it on 4 of your heroes, you gotta
That's
clump
true.
up, and
That's true.
that's shit.
Yeah, Mecha was like that for a long time until they buffed it. Which, yeah, maybe they should do that. So, any thoughts of the game other than outpicked? You want to sign this off as outpick?
Yeah, I would really sign this up as outpicked. There's Yep.
Is that why you saw the Necrolite? It's not like they were trying out a cool strat. It's just like, oh fuck, we got
Yep.
outpicked.
Yep.
And that,
Yep.
yeah. Okay.
Happens to me many times when I play with Bamboo. Because shit, Captain. Just saying.
Never happens with me, cause you know, pro ass captain right here.
You would have banned that Shadow Demon at the start.
No, man.
So
Remember
they
the
had
other
a-
day I was like, should I not ban Invoker and not ban Shadow Demon? But you guys are too
Right.
pussy.
Right.
You
Yeah,
guys
and we
didn't
were
want-
too pussy. Yeah, we said Ben Invoker.
Yeah,
It's
see.
okay.
All right. Anyways, I think that's it. I mean, this is the game. We said enough about it. I think. Okay, so for Someone 5 and Luminous, this is us signing off. If you want to hear more Japanese adventure from Luminous, more Chinese games.
Tune in
Yeah, dude, tune in
for
for
the next
Chinese
game.
games, man. All right. Okay, hope you guys enjoyed it. For Someone 5 and Luminous, this is us signing out. Gee, guys.